Have you ever thought about the fact that not only do we have the richest men in the world, but we also have plenty of boss ladies who top the chart as the world's billionaires? While we may mostly hear about the richest men in the world, women control about 32% of the world's wealth. After all, they say that whatever is good for the gander is also good for the goose. Sit tight and get ready as we take you through the list of the richest women in the USA. Hey, and welcome back to Billionaire Status. If you enjoyed today's video, please drop a like and consider subscribing for more videos like this. Now, let's get into the richest women in the USA. Number 5. Miriam Adelson, $31 billion. Taking the hot spot at number 5 is the richest Israeli and the 44th richest person in the entire world. This person is none other than Miriam Adelson. If you're a fan of going to Las Vegas for the weekend, playing the slots, and splurging all of your fortunes in the casinos, then you're likely to be making Miriam a few dollars richer, as she owns the largest stakes in Las Vegas Sands. Miriam's background shows that she has accomplished quite a lot in her life. In 1945, she was born in Tel Aviv and decided later to pursue a university degree where she earned a Bachelor of Science in Microbiology and Genetics, alongside a medical degree from the University of Tel Aviv. Miriam worked as a medical officer in the Army, where she served mandatorily, and also worked as a physician for a certain time. Adelson decided to establish a clinic in 1993 when she founded a substance abuse center and also a research clinic. But along the line, it seemed to Miriam that the medical path may not be the most lucrative one that would eventually land her the 5th richest woman in the USA. Miriam was previously married to Ariel Oksham, who was also a physician and produced 2 children from her marriage to him. Upon divorcing Ariel in the 80s, Miriam met and eventually married the late billionaire Sheldon Adelson. As the smart businessman that Sheldon was, he was the former CEO and chairman of Las Vegas Sands. Sheldon purchased the American Casino and Resort back in 1998, and he started the journey of transforming the company into the cross-continental, multinational empire it is today. Sheldon Adelson was said to have held a large amount of stock in Las Vegas Sands, and at the time of his demise, his net worth was estimated to be $36.4 billion. Sheldon Adelson, however, left half of his $48 billion casino empire to his loving wife, Miriam Adelson. Currently, she owns about 56% of the stake in Las Vegas Sands. Other than her inheritance of billions from her late husband, Miriam is also known to be majorly involved in political activities in the United States. She is rumored to have donated tens of millions of dollars to show her support for certain political aspirants, and in 2016 was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Number 4. Jacqueline Mars, $33.3 billion. At number 4 is the patron saint of broken hearts, cravings, and Valentine's Day, Jacqueline Mars. The 39th richest person in the world and the richest person that has a candy named after her. If one of the world's most purchased candies is not named after you, then you shouldn't mention Jacqueline's name. Just kidding. But you should know that every time you purchase chocolates and candy bars for your special anniversary, or maybe just to satisfy your cravings, you most likely just made Jacqueline Mars richer by a few bucks. Well, Jacqueline and her brother John each own 1/3 of Mars Incorporated. You heard that right, Mars as in the popular candy bar. This company is responsible for the production of some of the most popular chocolates like Snickers, M&M's, Skittles, Twix, and of course, Mars. Founded by her grandfather, Frank C. Mars, Mars Incorporated is also known to produce various pet food and also offer animal care services, and presumably for the dogs or cats that mistakenly took a bite or two of their chocolates. That is what we call taking advantage of the market. Now, who exactly is Jacqueline Mars? First of all, she's an investor and also the heiress of the world's largest candy company, Mars Incorporated. Jacqueline was born to the wealthy Mars family and bred in Washington, D.C. She is also known to have received an expansive great education in the most prestigious schools, as she attended one of the first all-girls boarding schools in New England, and then the Miss Hall School in Pittsfield, after which she graduated with a degree in anthropology from the Brian Maurer College. Jacqueline joined Mars Incorporated and worked for almost 30 years as the president of the food group till 2021, after which she joined the board of directors. While she was working in the company, Jacqueline was known to achieve great heights for Mars Inc. Under her close supervision, there is nearly no edible aisle in various supermarkets that wouldn't be filled with the chocolates the company produces, as they were also responsible for the production of Orbit chewing gum, Dolmio pasta sauce, Uncle Ben's rice, and a whole lot of other items. Ones that even humans wouldn't eat, such as pedigree pet food. And that's not all. Mars Inc. is also known to train horses for the Olympics. The idea might have solely come from Jacqueline, as she is a fan of horses and sometimes would go to equestrian events. She also donates funds to the United States Equestrian Team Foundation's Jacqueline B. Mars competition and training grants, which are used to help train horse riders. Number 3. Julia Cook, $53 billion. Coming in at number 3 on our list is the 24th richest billionaire in the world, Julia Cook. Born in 1962 to one of the wealthiest families in America, Julia is a widow to the late David Cook. Having spent her early childhood in Iowa on her family's farm and working in her parents' furniture store, Julia moved to New York in the 1980s and settled as an assistant to fashion designer Adolfo. Julia initially met her late husband David on a blind date, which did not go well. But the duo met again after a year at a party and got to dating. Turns out they did get their happy ending even after a terrible blind date, then even got married in 1996. Before his death, David was the 7th richest person in the world, as he had a net worth of $53.5 billion, and was also the CEO of Cook Industries, the 2nd largest company by revenue and the 6th largest in the world. Upon his death in 2019, Julia and their 3 children, David Jr., Mary, and John, inherited a total of 42% of Cook Industries. As a result, Julia shot up on the list of the top 10 wealthiest women in the world. Currently, she is on the board of directors of Cook Industries, with the company amassing a yearly revenue that totals $115 billion. What you don't know is that Julia is not only a businesswoman, but also currently the president of the David H. Cook Foundation, created as a means of giving to various charities. It was recently funded with nearly $200 million to aid various causes across the world and was inclusive of science and medical research, education, the arts, and many more. Number 2. Mackenzie Scott, $62.2 billion. At number 2 is the 28th richest billionaire in the world, Mackenzie Scott. Formerly known as Mackenzie Bezos, which you may recognize her as, Mackenzie is popularly known from her divorce from the world's richest man, Jeff Bezos. She was born in 1970 in California and began writing at the young age of 6. Mackenzie is now a novelist and first published her debut novel, The Testing of Luther Albright, in 2005, which won her an American Book Award. She further published another novel in 2013. Since she's had a strong passion for literature, Mackenzie ended up learning under Nobel Prize laureate Toni Morrison, therefore earning a bachelor's degree in English at Princeton University. This woman, however, made her billions on a different path. In 1993, Mackenzie got married to Jeff Bezos, and they both started the birth of Amazon. She was heavily invested in Amazon during its early growth, as she was said to have negotiated Amazon's freight contract. Their marriage lasted from 1993 to 2019, and as part of the divorce settlement, Bezos transferred 25% of his Amazon stake to Mackenzie. This made Mackenzie a total of $35.6 billion, and now she is the world's 2nd richest woman. Not only that, Mackenzie also became a signatory to a campaign called the Giving Pledge. Initiated by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, the aim of the campaign was to enjoin co-wealthy people like them to contribute a certain amount of their riches to philanthropic causes. Even though Mackenzie is giving away as much as $2.8 billion worth of charitable items as she did in 2020, her net worth is still on the high side of $62.2 billion in 2022. Number 1. Alice Walton, $66.4 billion. Finally, at number 1 is the richest woman in the USA, Alice Walton. Alice is the world's 19th richest billionaire and was also born into the rich American Walton family in 1949. Her father, Sam Walton, raised Alice in Newport, Arkansas, along with her 3 brothers. Sam is the co-founder of the world's largest company by revenue, Walmart, which earns over $540 billion. Being the heiress of Walmart is very lucrative for Alice. The entire Walton family is worth a total of $169.7 billion, which is a whole lot if you ask me. This is a company that has a net worth larger than the GDP of some countries. The total number of Walmart stores in the world is 10,500, and they're spread across 27 different countries. A large number of the shopping empire is owned and fully controlled by Alice Walton. Instead of working for the company from the start as her brothers did, Alice decided to pursue other professions as she worked as a money manager, a broker, and even an equity analyst at various financial establishments. She also founded her investment bank along the line, shut it down, and proceeded to raise horses in Texas, after which she moved to Fort Worth, curating art at the Crystal Bridges. Turns out having a lot of money bears you time to pursue multiple hobbies and dreams. Well, that's all we have for you today on the richest women in the USA. Which one of these women did you already know about? Make sure to share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and tap the bell icon so you can get notifications about any future videos.